Turnpike Sports Pro Football Pick segment is brought to you by Betfred Sportsbook. Never miss a bet with Betfred Sportsbook. Betfred Sports brings over 50 years of experience through the United States betting industry. Straight bets, in-play wagering, parlay cards, teasers, and more. Head on over to BetfredSports.com or download the Betfred Sportsbook app in Colorado, Iowa, or Arizona and get in on all the action today. New signups will receive up to $250 in free bets when wagering $50. Download the Betfred Sportsbook app today. Offer valid in Colorado, Iowa, and Arizona only. Visit BetfredSports.com for terms and conditions. Please gamble responsibly. If you have any questions or concerns about your gambling or someone close to you, call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa, 1-800-NEXT-STEP in Arizona, and 1-800-522-4700 in Colorado.
And welcome to the Turnpike Sports Betfred Sports Pro Pick segment of the show.
Yes, welcome Betfred Sports to our little program here.
We have a brand new football season, a brand new sponsor for the segment in Betfred Sports, and we're looking forward to working with them all season long.
Absolutely.
I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're going to be doing every year we do this, the professional football picks segment where we do this throughout the entire regular season, the playoffs, and the Super Bowl itself, and we just go basically head-to-head, and we post these picks every week up on our blog, turnpikesports.us. Click on the blog button, and you'll see our picks in the print version on the blog there. What we do normally...
And just a note, this year we're using all of Betfred's lines and totals and things like that. So.
And branding.
And branding, absolutely.
You'll see Betfred all over this segment.
I'm going to point. Are they around here or around here? I don't even know.
Depends on where I put you on the screen.
I don't know.
But it's going to be great working with them.
Sure.
One of the best in the business, one of the longest running, one of the best known sports books, and we're very happy to have them on board. As always, and we'll just go through the rules for the segment before we get into any of the picks themselves.
One place I can point is you'll probably have the lines right below us, right?
Yes,
right. Okay.
Lines below, and
lines right below us.
In the beginning segment here, we've got the big Betfred banner below us.
Yep.
So, what we do is normally 3 games each. We pick 3 games each. We do not do money line bets.
Because that's too easy.
Week one, nothing
I
is
save
easy.
my money lines for my parlays.
Can I tell you something? So. Week one, nothing is easy. Week one is almost the closest to Bizarro world.
This is the most difficult week for me because, look, I really don't. I really should, but I really don't pay attention to preseason because you're really seeing the people who are on the edge trying to make the team. You're not seeing a lot of the starters, and so you really can't evaluate. I'm not at practice, so I don't see how the starters are doing. So, and a lot of teams, especially like the New England Patriots, they treat September almost like an extension of preseason. So
I don't know how their preseason.
So some of these games are going to be tough for me because not everyone's on the same page right now.
No, and it's one of those situations where anything could happen on week one.
Yes.
But what we do, like I was saying, we do 3 games each. We alternate our picks on air. You do one, I do one. We do 3 games, and then we do no money line, but it's only spreads and point totals.
Yep.
Dave, why don't you start?
All right, I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles at the Detroit Lions. The Eagles are 4-point favorites with a total of 48.5, and I'm going with the Eagles. I'm telling you straight out, the strength of the Eagles is their running game, and when I also say running game, I also mean the scrambling of Jalen Hurts. And I think Hurts is coming into his second year. He's got a lot to prove because I know a lot of people in Philadelphia, some don't think he's the franchise quarterback. So this will be a great proving year for Jalen Hurts, and he's got a lot of weapons to work with, especially their wide receivers. That they got a lot better in the wide receiver, especially with the addition of A.J. Brown. So. And the Lions defense, sorry, Detroit, just terrible. And I think the Eagles are going to win by, I'm thinking they're going to win by a touchdown. So I'm taking the Eagles and laying the points.
Well, that's Actually, that's kind of a good pick, so I can't even disagree with that one.
But like I said, we're going to stress this constantly. Keep looking at the numbers because they constantly change.
And just before I get into my game here, we are using Tuesday line numbers, so before you make your bets, please check the lines on game day or whenever you're going to be doing it, because they will be different after this segment airs. My first game, I normally don't bet on my team, but this week I'm going to make a change here. Week 1, Baltimore Ravens going to the New York Jets. They're in New Jersey. Ravens are favored by a touchdown, 7 points, and the spread is in the total is the over/under is 44.5 points. As we're taping this, Robert Saleh has not announced who his starting quarterback is going to be. He said there's a possibility that Zach Wilson could start, so keep an eye on that. That may even change the spread one way or the other. But regardless of who the starting quarterback is for the New York Jets, I think the work that Joe Douglas did in the offseason was essential to making sure this team got better, and I think they have gotten better. Their defense has gotten better. Their offensive line got better with some of the additions, and even if you count the subtraction of Mekhi Becton out of there, that offensive line is much better than it was last year. Receivers are much better. But again, whether it's Flacco or Zach Wilson, it doesn't really matter. The Ravens, everyone knows, are one of the best teams in the NFL. Both of these teams went undefeated in preseason. I think what you're going to be seeing is a more of a defensive type game between these two teams. I think the Jets' defense is much improved, and all the focus is going to be on the Jets, not the Ravens. The Ravens should win this game, but I'm going with the Jets +7. That's too much of a spread.
My next game is the New England Patriots visiting the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are 3-point favorites, and the total is 46.5 points. Look, the Patriots have always had a tough time playing the Dolphins in Miami, even when Tom Brady was the quarterback. Let's take a look at the numbers. New England is 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games. They're 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games against an AFC opponent, and guess what the Miami Dolphins are? Well, let's take a look at the Dolphins numbers. The Dolphins are 7-3-1 against the spread in their last 11 division games and 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 home games. So, given the fact that New England has always had a tough time in Miami, and giving the trends that are going on right now in the betting world, you could really see that I think New England's going to have a tough time. And on top of that, I'm not even sure who the offensive coordinator is. I don't even think they technically have an offensive coordinator named. So, and the Patriots have a second-year quarterback, which is a terrible situation for, I think, Mac Jones to be in. And, I love the Dolphins in this one. I know Belichick is there, and, you hate rooting against Belichick, especially in an AFC game, but these aren't the same Patriots. So I'm taking the Miami Dolphins and laying the points.
Well, you got to remember, you think you're confused about who the offensive coordinator is?
Yeah.
I think Mac Jones is more confused about who's giving him the plays, but this is the time to bet against the Patriots. September is usually Belichick's extended preseason.
They're terrible in September.
If you're going to bet against them, do it
See,
in
I gave you all the numbers and all the trends.
Yeah.
The one big trend is the Patriots are terrible in September.
The Patriots are terrible against Miami.
They're awful.
Crazy.
Historically bad when they play the Dolphins in Miami. It's just absolutely stunning. I mean, Tom Brady looked like a different quarterback when he was playing for the Patriots in Miami. So, I'm very confident in the Miami Dolphins this week.
My next game, I'm going to go with an AFC West showdown already. The Las Vegas Raiders visiting the Los Angeles Chargers.
Wow.
The spread,
good game, too.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. The spread is Chargers favored by 3.
Okay.
And the over-under, and let me get this right.
By the way, I'm
52.
heavy into the Chargers this year. So
I
made some future bets, and mid-August, I fall in love with the Chargers every year. So I did it again this year, too.
And then by October, you're kind of off the bandwagon, basically. Right. But again, the Chargers come back basically almost the same team they were last year. They made a couple additions. I think they bolstered their offensive line a little bit as well. I think what you got to look at is what the Raiders did in the offseason, bringing Devontae Adams over from the when they got him from the Packers. Derek Carr is going to be a very, very dangerous quarterback this year.
I think so.
I think he's going to be probably throwing for over 5,000 yards. The Raiders are my pick with going over 9 in that division, over 9 wins for that division, which is going to be, that's the toughest division in football right now.
Yeah.
But I really like what the Raiders did in the offense. Both teams have explosive offenses. Both teams have good defenses. Like I said, I picked 9 wins total for this season. I don't know if this is going to be one of those wins, but I'm doing silver and the black on the road in L.A. +3.
All right, my last game is the New York Giants visiting the Tennessee Titans. The Titans are favored by 5.5 points, and the total is 43.5. I looked at this game out, and I was wondering where the points are going to come from. I mean, Daniel Jones hasn't exactly lit it up for the Giants offense, and the Titans don't have Julio Jones or A.J. Brown anymore, so I think it's going to be a steady diet of Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry for the team. So if you like running backs, watch this one. And I think it's going to be a grind them out kind of a game. And I'm thinking it's going to be like a 20-17 kind of game. And by the way, I don't care who wins because both these teams are so... I'm so unenthusiastic about either of these teams. But I think what this makes for is a low-scoring game. Like I said, I think it's going to be like 20-17. So I'm taking the under 43.5 points in this one.
Well, the Giants' offense has not worked out the way anybody has wanted it to. So... that might be the best call.
Talk about a
game.
Quarterback who has a lot to prove. So
got
Daniel
way too
Jones,
much to prove.
I'm very curious to see what happens with him and how he does. But I'm not expecting any great things.
I'm very curious to see how Dayball's offense works over there. And he just announced earlier this week that he's not going to be calling the plays.
Okay. Yeah.
So it'll be fun to watch to see exactly what happens there.
I don't think this one's going to be fun to watch. I think it's going to be running back left, running back right for both teams.
I think for the Giants fans, this is going to be a painful season to watch how this turns out. But my last game for the week, the Indianapolis Colts visiting the Houston Texans. The Colts are favored by 8 points right now. And there's an over-under of 46 at the time we're taping.
A lot of people are expecting great things from the Colts.
Well, the Colts replaced Carson Wentz with Matt Ryan.
Which
immediate upgrade.
Good move.
Immediate upgrade.
Very good move.
More consistent, more stability at the quarterback position for them. I actually was really surprised at Houston's quarterback, Davis Mills. Mm-hmm. He was actually very, very good last year, and I think he's going to get better being second year in the offense, really. They're giving him the starting job and see exactly where they can go with that. Even with all that mess that happened with Deshaun Watson, I think you're going to see at least a good offense out of Houston, and you're going to see a good offense out of the Colts, and you may end up getting basically a surprise shootout here. I mean, I'm thinking you may see like 30-28. 28-24.
Okay.
So I'm going with the over 46. The Texans, the over is 4-1 in the Texans' last 5 games overall, and 5-1 in their last 6 games as a home underdog. And that was last season. Mm-hmm. So, take those numbers with a grain of salt since we're starting a new season. But I'm going the over 46 here.
All right.
So let's recap, go through your picks.
Well, I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles and laying the points. I am taking the under 43.5 points in the New York Giants-Tennessee Titans game. And I'm taking the Miami Dolphins laying the points against the New England Patriots.
And I'm doing Jets +7, Raiders +3, and the over 46 in the Colts-Houston game. So that's it for our first week of the Betfred Sports Pro Picks segment. Again, these picks will be up on the blog after this show is released. Head on over to turnpikesports.us, click on the blog button, and you will see these points in written form there. Feel free to comment. Feel free to make your own picks. info@turnpikesportsradio.com as well.
Oh, good luck, everyone. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports.